Good. All right, shalom, shalom. I want to start out by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakak, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the Akim out there pushing the word and sincerity and the truth. And we just got a quick lesson. You know, we're just going to go into following the ancient paths, you know, the ancient culture and the way of life pursuant to the scripture in Job 8 and 8. But, you know, we're basically lightly discussing, you know, this topic before we cut on the camera. And we're basically speaking about how in the ancient world that was a more natural and was a holistic way of living. Even a lot of people, nutritionists and people that's big on diet, they say keep the paleo diet, you know, live a paleo lifestyle because it's strong for longevity of life. It's healthy, so to speak. Because even in this modern world, a lot of things has been transformed, recreated, modified, so to speak. And it's really just messed up the whole course of the world, man. All right, through the so-called white men and all these new, you know, these scientists all throughout the world, you know, like we was talking about even on the food base, how they have hybrid foods and they have man-made seeds and different things of that nature. Back in the ancient world, especially in our land, we had a natural way of living, man. We had a natural way of planting our food, a natural way of dealing with our women, dealing with, you know, our economy on a whole, so to speak. All right. So if you can get that in Job 8 and 8. Which one of y'all brothers?
Oh, I get over.
You know, because everything is really thrown off of course, man. Okay. This so-called white man has everything thrown off, and he has the whole society jacked up, following his concept of life, which is really just the concept of wickedness. All right. That's why nowadays you have different people with breast implants, men and women, breast implants, ass implants, and things of that nature. Now you have this new trending thing, which is sex dolls.
Yeah.
All right. Which that's total madness, man.
I got something real quick.
Okay, you can bring it up.
It's Isaiah 24:5. It says, "The earth is also defiled under the inhabitants thereof."
Yeah, this whole world is defiled. Back in the day, in the ancient world, you didn't have airplanes, you didn't have all these different automobiles and things of that nature. What you had, horses, chariots. So you didn't have all the smog and you didn't have the industry and things of that nature. But now, modern day, you have all these different things. You know, all this industry, and you have like when you actually have a car, you have to take an emissions test.
Yeah.
All right, because your whatever car you have, it produces a certain amount of smog, so to speak, toxins that actually goes throughout the atmosphere. So this whole world is defiled, man. Keep going. Yeah. Or if you want to add, you know, y'all brothers want to jump in, you know.
Because they have transgressed the laws.
What law? The law of nature.
Yeah.
All right. It's a certain law of how you live, how you conduct yourself, and how you condone yourself as a human being. All right. When you play, you know, which the Most High placed us on the earth. I was gonna say, when you placed on the earth, you have to have a certain way that you live. All right. Because look at the so-called white man through his killing of mass slaughter of animals, rearranging the pH of the sea, is really having a ripple effect. All right, that's actually throwing off the whole course of the world.
Yeah.
That's why you have birds beaching themselves on a highly magnified level. You have animals beaching themselves. All right. You know, birds falling from the sky. All right. You have all kind of different animals. You know, through rearrangement of the ecosystem and things of that nature, they get sick. All right, they real jacked up. All right, all throughout these different countries in this world, man, because the world is defiled, all right, under the inhabitants. And it says because they transgressed the law of nature. Keep going.
Kind of change the ordinance.
Yeah, they changed the ordinance because the world has a particular order, all right, and you have to follow that order. The world has a certain sequence. It has a cycle, all right. That's why even how the world was created, it has order. All right, the sun works in sequence with the moon. You know, the plant life works in sequence with everything else. That's why it's an ecosystem. Everything in the system fluctuates in it, and it revolves. Just like, you know, which we all know, like the movie Lion King back in the day. What did they call it? The circle of life.
Yeah.
The world has a certain circle, and the so-called white man, he pierced that circle, and he threw off the whole balance of nature.
Yeah, because you have what is it? The cycle of life, or what do you call it? Where you have primary consumers and what do you call that? The
food chain.
food chain. Yeah, you got the food chain. All right, which is the that's basically the balance. You have the sun gives nutrients to the plants. All right, the plants are they feed certain birds or
herbivores.
Herbivores, and then you got consumers that basically they consume the herbivores, and then so on and so forth, and then and then those animals get decomposed into the soil. All right, and then it regenerates.
Yeah, because that's why you have worms and things of that nature, beetles and things that actually eat decaying flesh, so to speak. Vultures, you have scavengers, omnivores. The brother said, speaking about herbivores, and goes up the chain to the apex predators, which are carnivores. That's what eats anything that's up in that rank. All right, but that's the course of life. That's the order of things, man. Because that actually controls the population of things. It makes it where it's not an overpopulace of the herbivores or the omnivores, and all these different animals. They actually keep the balance, the scale balance of the earth, like the brother said.
Yeah.
But the so-called white man, through his mass killing, man, he just rearranged the whole world. Now the so-called white man, what does he do? He goes to the middle of the ocean and he'll, grab racks of shrimp and crab and lobster that's in the bottom of the earth. In the bottom of the sea. Yeah. Those type of animals,
they belong
there, man.
Yeah.
And when you do those things, that's how you throw off the pH, because they're bottom feeders. The reason why they feed at the bottom, because all kind of dirt and particles, they actually drop at the bottom, and their bodies are designed to really consume those things. They have a certain type of acidity to their body. Same thing with pigs. All right, that's why back in the ancient world, going back to the ancient style of living, we had pigs on the outside. It was kind of like how farmers do. Yeah. All right, the pigs were the trash can. Now look at the society, all this trash. You go in these different cities that brothers live in. You take all this trash to the front, all this plastic, and then these different trash. Trash composers, so to speak.
Yeah, and they got a whole.
What do you want to say?
Oh, Slocky, they got like a whole. I know y'all seen that trash that just pile of. It's like an island of trash in the middle of the ocean, man. But Esau is basically just destroying, like the brother's going into. Esau is destroying the whole mechanics and the whole
style of living.
The whole style of living, and the earth's natural way, cycle. All right, but it says, I'll read again. The earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
Yeah, the everlasting covenant is the covenant in the scriptures. The Most High even set Adam on the earth, and he told him how to live. That's why it says he breathed into him the breath of life. And you see how long Adam lived. Adam lived over 900 years. And you had the generations down the line that lived up to 900. The oldest man in the scriptures lived to be 969 years old. He had a perfect diet. He had a perfect style of living. All right. He wasn't eating pork. All right. He wasn't eating shrimp, crab, and crawfish and things of that nature, and got to live at that length of time. They was eating a paleo diet. That's the true paleo diet when they was eating vegetables, herbs, different good spices that's nutritional. All right, back in the ancient world, the breathing, all right, the atmosphere on the whole was clear. Now you have all this, like I said, smog and toxins. You have chemtrails that's descending constantly on us, being sprayed, which that has barium oxide in it. Yep. You have all this fluoridation in these different pipelines. All right.
Yeah. It's endless.
Yeah. In the ancient world, what do we have? We had wells. Well water is very pure water. We had streams. The world actually produces these things, man.
Yeah.
All right.
While, in the book of Genesis, while Isaiah was digging for wells, springs of water.
Yep.
He was arguing with the Philistines.
Yep.
Yeah. Now they got it to where you gotta buy water. Yep. Who knew, we would be in this time where you actually have to buy essential, resources.
And that's just the prophecy. It says that we're going to buy water and measure.
Yep.
All right.
and we'll go to our enemies for the
For
one
one of all things.
You know, so now we're in a position where we have to buy water. You got people that's buying air. You know, we're buying things that are supposed to be natural.
Yeah.
We
Hey.
buy, you know, we go buy salads. We're supposed to have greens. You know, we supposed to have our own greens grown.
Well, you're supposed to have trees and all these different things around you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, like with Gad, when you look at how Gad lived in the in the time of the Native Americans living, our rulership, so to speak, when they was in Americans prior to the European conquest, they had a natural way of living.
Mm-hmm.
They had buffalo around that was constantly migrating. They had natural fish where they could just fish and eat off the land, and then they would keep the land settled. They would eat it at a certain plot of land, and they would actually till the earth. And after a certain amount of years, like the scriptures speak about 7 years, if I'm not mistaken, and
the land rest.
and then you give the land rest. All right, you travel and you let the world rejuvenate, the world of the earth rejuvenate itself. All right, because when you constantly tilling and mining the earth, the earth itself actually weakens. All right, that's why you have all these different things that actually goes on with the landscape too, all kind of disasters and mudslides and earthquakes, because the so-called white man is always digging in the earth, all right, fracking and things of that nature, extracting oil and all these different things, from the deep depth interiors of the earth. That jacks the whole world up, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it hurts the earth. That's why the brothers reading the scripture. The earth is defiled, man. Some more on that.
Therefore had the curse devoured the earth, and they that
And this whole world is cursed, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have a shortened lifespan. A lot of people, they happy to reach 45 years old. Hell, you got a lot of so-called blacks that's happy to reach 25, man. Because everything is defiled. You have certain people 30. So hell, sometimes in their early 20s, they got gallstones. They got all kind of sicknesses and infirmities. Arthritis.
Yep.
Obesity is in the heightened levels all throughout the world. That fast food, Western style of eating.
Yeah, and it's systematic. Esau puts this stuff out here, basically to destroy your body and constantly weaken you. All right, so that you can't think properly. Your pineal gland is calcified. And you just can't you can't even make rational decisions. That's why everyone is in la la land and they're asleep. Is because their spiritual eye is dim.
It's dark.
It's darkened. Yeah.
Isaiah 60.
Yeah.
It's a month.
It's a little bit more. And they that dwell therein are desolate.
Yep.
Therefore, the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left.
Yeah, and this world is really jacked up on the whole, man. That's basically what the scriptures are saying. This whole entire earth is jacked up. The earth is jacked up, man. Now you have all these different people that gaming freaks. They don't want to go outside. They don't actually want to, like I said, live a natural way of living, man. All these different people depend on the government. These modern day people don't have skills, man. Back in the ancient world, you was required to have skills. Think about women in the ancient world. They were required to know how to cook. They were, required to know how to sew. Tells you that in Proverbs, the 31st chapter. Hell, when you read about Sarah, she actually killed, she killed the lamb, if I'm not mistaken, or a goat, and skinned it and prepared it all from scratch. Women don't know how to do that now. Hell, men don't know how to do that now. Hunting, all right, and actually living off the land, like I said. And through this government, the so-called white man government, it puts you in a sense of dependency. Mm-hmm. All right?
And
laziness, and it makes you rely on it. It actually breaks down the very fiber and it decays the morality of the people, man.
Yeah.
But us men in the Lord, we have to think about these things. This is what we ponder on. The scriptures speak about certain things that Judah is required. It says teach Judah the use of the bow. Now, of course, we don't have to do physical things like that because everything has transpired to spirituality, but I just wanted to use that as a precept of pondering on, because we had to know those things, man. We had to know how to use the bow. We had to know archery. All right, we had to know how to hunt. We had to know how to fish. We had to know things about agriculture, how to plant. Wisdom of Solomon tells you that. We had to know about astrology. We had to know the reasonings of men. Sometimes languages. That's skills. That's what actually builds your spiritual net worth. All right,
Right.
because people have worth, and some people are worth more than others. All right, and how do you judge the wealth or the worth of people? By their skills, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
Yeah,
That's
right.
why you have certain people that can they're qualified for higher end jobs where some people can make $300,000-$400,000 a year, and you got some people that make $15,000-$20,000 a year. Why? Because the person that is making that type of money, he has a lot of resources in his spirit, so to speak. He has a lot of skill sets. All right. You know, a lot of people, you know, even in this society, a lot of people go to college, which college means higher learning. So they learn, you know, from a heightened format of thinking. All right, they understand certain dynamics. They understand, you know, different formats of education, and they understand how the world works on a more scientific level. You know, but like I said, this society is just jacked up on a whole. You know, these people don't really keep the ancient way of living. All right, because even back in, like I said, back in the day, those were requirements, man. All right, you're not required to know these things. You got certain people now; they'll go to college 5-6 years. They may have a doctor's, you know, that what is it, doctor's degree, so to speak, a bachelor's degree, and all these different degrees and things of that nature. But they don't really know how to live, man. All right, they don't understand how to be as a man. All right, they're having certain people making $400,000 or $500,000 a year, and they goddamn be having a woman cheating on them with a nigga that's making goddamn $30,000, man.
Yep.
Everything is backwards. It's ass backwards. And that's why the Most High is going to do a gigantic sweep up. How is he going to sweep this place up? Through them missiles, man.
Yep.
Yes,
That was
ma'am.
it on that.
God. This is Job 8:8. For inquire, I pray thee.
Yeah, another word to inquire is to investigate. This is how you investigate, all right? Looking into these scriptures, looking into how David lived, looking into the science and the mentality of these ancient men. See how they dealt with decision making. All right, see how they dealt with hardships and things of that nature. All right, because you can't learn from these men today. All these men are pussified, man. Everybody's under that black woman, queen of heaven, Semiramis vibration.
Yep.
Worshiping box all day. These type of men don't have the mentality to teach you how to be an ancient world man. But you can keep going out.
God, I pray thee of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers.
Yes, prepare yourself for the search of your fathers. Who the first fathers we searched for? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our forefathers.
God.
All right, that's how we understand who we really are, the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And then you understand about, of course, you know, your Lord and Savior, understanding about Yahweh Shai. You understand about the mighty men, the kings. You understand about the wise men, about Solomon, and different. You understand about the prophets, the major prophets, Jeremiah, Isaiah, the minor prophets, Nahum, Habakkuk, Obadiah. You understand the Gospels, and you understand the letters and the prophecies, all these things to come to pass, and you equip yourself. It tells you that in Ephesians 6:10, because we fighting a spiritual battle. Where the spiritual demon Satan is, like the brother was speaking about earlier, he's devising different ways to basically break the fiber and the essence of the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
Yeah.
He puts drugs in your face. He puts guns in your face, all this false entertainment,
Yeah.
and things that don't even actually, that's not conducive to life. All these different things around us in today's society is conducive to death.
Yeah.
We're really living off of artificial life, man. You eating all this artificial food, all right? The water that you drinking is poison.
Fluoride.
Yeah,
Fluoridated.
highly fluoridated. The you gotta nowadays you gotta take supplements and things just to even get the vitamins that your body actually needs.
Yep.
You vitamin deficient. You lack vitamin A, vitamin B. You know, all these different vitamin C. You lack a lot of trace minerals and things of that nature. Back in the scriptures, it tells you how it took two strong men, if I'm not mistaken, to actually lift a cluster of grapes, man.
Yeah, huh?
This world has lost its increase. The structure of this thing, this society has diminished, man. That's why we have to go back to our ancient practices, all right, and keep those customs. Why? Because it said this is our wisdom and our knowledge in the sight of the nations. Deuteronomy 4:6. You got some more?
No, that's all on that.
Okay.
When you plug that second issue.
Yeah, somebody get Deuteronomy 4:6 first, and then we'll.
Yeah. And if I could
Yeah,
say,
you wanna jump in.
you know, because the so-called white man has done a successful job at brainwashing and diminishing you people to basically useless. Okay, you don't know how to, sheep. You don't know how to think for yourself. You know, you rely on him for everything. Okay, and you know he's basically, it's a spiritual war. You know, he has subconsciously you know, just destroyed you mentally to where you can't even crawl out of the hole that you're in. You don't even realize that you're in the hole. You know, and that's years and years and years of just you know, mental slavery.
Yeah.
You know,
that's why people, they still suffer from that Uncle Tom syndrome, man.
Yeah, Stockholm
syndrome, all these different complexes and syndromes, man, where they just warring against each other. That wasn't an ancient way of thinking, man. Coming against your brother, things of that nature. Well, you had niggas since the beginning of time, of course, but that's not the format of expression. When back in the day, so to speak, we lived a certain way. We kept each other in close knit. Tells you that in Deuteronomy 28 and 56. The brother that was tender and delicate among you, he shall hate thy brother. That's prophecy coming to pass in these latter days. All right? You got that in Deuteronomy?
4:6.
Yep.
It's Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6. Keep therefore and do them.
Keep what? The law, statutes, and commandments. The laws that's written in the Torah. Don't eat pork. Don't eat these things. Because you got a lot of people that say, well, God loved the world and he's done away with those laws. The reason why you have a dietary law is to keep yourself healthy. All right? It's not just a commandment. These things aren't just commandments. They have it. The things in the scriptures are spoken for a certain reason, for you to live for the longevity, like I said. When you read about Moses, if I'm not mistaken, was that in Exodus, it speaks about how he lived up to 120 years old and he still had his youthfulness. You have a lot of men that's goddamn 27, 28 years old that's suffering from goddamn ED, man. Erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
You know?
We was talking about that last night. You know, a lot of you men, all right, you've been reduced, man. You can't even get your rod hard a lot of times, man. You know, and that's that's an essential function of manhood.
Yeah,
of you know, the male anatomy, man. You know, have blood flow, and you know, having a certain level of testosterone. You know, that's the building blocks and you know, essentials to being a man.
Yeah.
You know,
that's right. Some more.
Yeah. For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nation.
Yeah, this is the wisdom and this is the understanding. This is the wise decisions that you'll make. Because after a while, when you stop eating pork and you start really living the ancient world of life, you start to see like, damn, I'm actually feeling better than when I used to eat that crap, man.
God.
Drinking green drinks and things of that nature and taking herbs and actually living the ancient way of life, it actually makes you healthier. All right? When you read in the scriptures, spoke about the king's meat in the book of Daniel and how Daniel and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, all right, how they was eating post, which was a mainly vegetable-based diet, so to speak. And it said that they faces were more fair. They were more lively.
Yes.
All right. Because today, what's the modern day king's meat? These fast food restaurants, Burger King, McDonald's, things of that nature.
Yeah.
When you look at, you know, a lot of gluttonous feasts that a lot of kings would have, you know, they have banquets. That's the term. You would have a large banquets where it would be all kind of defiled food that would be on the table. You would have pork, you know, the whole pig, not even just a cut of pork. You would have the whole pig, all kinds of meats and all kind of starchy dishes. There wasn't no vegetables in a lot of those banquets. That's why a lot of kings were fat as hell, man. Eglon is a prime example.
Yeah.
The king of Moab. That's that king's meat. Because when you a king, what they say, you living like a fat cat. You eat whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
That's why they call escargot and all these different defiled foods as delicacies.
Eat to your heart's desire.
Yep, eat to your heart's desire.
You know.
If you want to say some more.
That was it on that. I got something real.
Okay, bring it with you.
It's Romans 12 and
Psalms 82 5.
And be not conformed to this world.
Yeah, the word conforms means with the form. Don't form yourself after the practices of this life. Because what did this world promote? All these different wicked holidays. That's another thing too. Christmas and Valentine's Day. Was those days put demons on you, and it makes you financially weak.
Mm-hmm.
That's why around those times, especially December, a lot of people commit suicide. They say around Valentine's Day, that's the highest day of breakups. You would think that's the day where most people most couples and relationships are coming together and becoming one. Yeah, day of love. That's actually a day of hate, man. Because what you people don't understand is everything that Esau puts out has a recoil to it, man. Every action has a reaction. You got these different people that just live off of life, live life to the fullest, so to speak, that live free, die hard type of mentality. What's that, YOLO? You only live once.
Yeah.
Not knowing that when you do these things, after a while, your body is breaking up. Your spirit is actually being crushed and diminished.
Yeah.
And you can't take those hours back of fuckery, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people think when they're in their 40s and 50s, here it is, you've been jacking your whole body up. You, of course, through the Spirit of the Lord, you could, rearrange and get yourself together. But a lot of people would say that a new wine can't go into old bottles.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been coating up so many demons and covering themselves and basking in those evil spirits to the point where they can't even comprehend this knowledge. They can't comprehend these holy words. They've been unholy for so long.
Yeah, because if I could say, it's a buildup. It's a process. It's a downward progression. All right, that you people are on, man. Because you don't just go from, being a level 1 demon, to level 3,000 overnight, man. That takes time.
Yeah.
Okay?
Diligence.
But that just, you people, you don't realize, you think, oh, I'm gonna just eat this McDonald's today, and it tastes good for the time being, and you think you're being satisfied, but over time, just imagine what years and years and years of eating McDonald's will do to your body. You people don't consider the consequences and the outcomes of what you're doing, man. All you do is just, you do things in the moment, and you're not considering what, the ways that's going to affect you in the long run. And spiritually, like the brother's going into, spiritually, all that's doing is just eating away and rotting your soul.
Mm-hmm.
It's just rotting. Your soul is just rotting away.
Yep.
Because you choose death over life.
You choose this artificial way of living. All of this world that we living in is really a goddamn computer simulation, man. It's all artificial and virtual, man. It's all toxic. Hell, a lot of times, even the TV, the laptops that we use in these microwaves, all that shit, man, that shit releases all kind of cancer-causing waves, man. Yeah. That's why the most are gonna shut this whole place down, man. And then on top of that, think of this model what they are living, how this technology is so advanced. Right as we speak, we getting monitored. When you in the shower and you got your cell phone right by your shower, you got some pervert from some goddamn part of the government that you never even heard of, they goddamn looking at your ass, man. Hey, you probably got hundreds of people, because a lot of times the government trades information.
They probably got a live stream.
Yeah, they got a live stream. Just like when you see live stream, people commenting and shit, that's what they be doing. Well, when you be thinking that you by yourself from this bullshit technology, that's why the Most High is gonna clean this whole place up, man.
Yeah, it has to go.
It's sick and it's filthy, and it's not just America. This whole world is defiled, man.
The scripture said the whole head is sick.
Yep, the whole head is sick.
Israel.
Yeah.
But I mean that's the main point we're driving home is the fact that we have to go back to our customs. We have to go back to our customs. We have to go back to our power, because that's the only way that we'll make it out of here. Otherwise, we'll just be destroyed. We'll just be victims to Esau's just destructive system, man.
Mm-hmm.
We'll fall victim to that.
That's right.
If it weren't for the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But I'm gonna finish up on that.
Okay.
Romans 12:2, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Meaning to get out of this system, man.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord said to flee out of Babylon spiritually. How do you flee? Where do you run to? You run to these scriptures, Proverbs 18:10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. the righteous runneth into it and is safe. All right? So that's how you get transformed. When you transform, you actually live and you transcend or ascend above the natural format of living. Because these different people, the norm, that's right. Keep going.
It says that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High.
And the will of the Lord is what we just read in Deuteronomy 4 and 6. Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, loving the Most High with all thy heart, body, and soul, and love thy brother as thyself. It's as simple as that. Like I said, a lot of people deviated from that way of living. And they live in this Western ideology, this Western format of life, where it's all kind of fornication and orgy fest and wickedness. That's why all these people are sick. If you get that in second edges that I told you before, get that real fast. Because these people are sick as hell, man. And that's why you have all these pharmaceutical companies. Because back in the day, you didn't have pharmaceutical companies. All right, the pharmaceutical industry is really a modern day industry, man.
Yeah.
They capitalize off of people's sicknesses.
Yeah.
And how did they do that? They made the people sick, and they actually stripped the natural resources from the people. Herbs and different spices. All right, tea tree and all these different cat's claw and all these different natural ways and natural foods to actually take. Like I said, that's highly nutritious. They strip that and they give you all these different pills and things of that nature.
Yeah, and they deliberately pushed it amongst you minorities, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you're the Israelites. But Esau, knowing who you are, all right, he pushed it. He pushed these drugs and different instruments of destruction in your neighborhood, in your lap, so that you'll just destroy yourself. But it's all systematic. You got it, bro. You can bring that.
Oh yeah, so I just wanted to.
Oh, you got one.
Yeah,
bring
go
this quick precept, because what the brother was saying. This is the way of living. The scriptures say, "Search your fathers."
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to bring out Hebrews 10:7. It says, "Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of a book. It is written of me to do thy will, O power."
Yeah, and this is the volume of the book. You go ahead.
Yeah, and that's there for a reason, because this whole book is just the Lord speaking to us to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, which is our way, our heritage.
Yeah, and the law is not grievous, man.
Con.
A lot of niggas don't like to keep the law because they just pork fanatics. They know they could get some good discounts on bologna and goddamn chitlins and shit like that.
Yeah.
They know the family love chitlins on Thanksgiving, and they would feel awkward to go into the family gathering and tell them that they don't want none of that famous chitlin bowl that grandma be making, man. That's the mentality of a nigga, man. That's why niggas ain't gonna make it on this go-round. In Egypt, we took everybody with us through the spirit, but hey, even during that time, in the wilderness of Zin, where the Most High had Jake walking around for years upon years, was that 40 years if I'm not mistaken, till everybody died off. All right, and in the spirit, majority of these niggas ain't making it, man.
Nah.
This is the spiritual art that the Most High has us building, and we're actually calling out to the elect. And after those doors close, that's when the Most High is going to reign. All right, but it's not going to be that water that was back in the time of Noah. It's going to be those thermonuclear missiles.
That's right.
All right, raining those fire showers, man.
Con.
That heat is going to clean up this whole place, like this brother was speaking about. These trash heaps all over the goddamn world. All right, all this bacteria and contamination and viruses and diseases that be in these scientific labs and all this wickedness. All these things is going to get cleaned up, man.
Yeah, it's gotta stop.
It has to stop somewhere, man.
Yeah.
If not, this whole place will just implode, man. The whole fiber of this place will just collapse. The whole earth itself will just collapse because of all the evil and the wickedness that's going on here, man. This earth is literally getting abused, man. Have you ever seen like a woman get abused and the aftermath of it? She be all traumatized and jacked up.
Gangbang.
Yeah.
That's America.
Drugged up and eyes be all droopy.
Yeah, America is a hoe that's getting spiritually gangbanged.
Yeah.
But
That's why I
just
said
filthy.
the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot.
Yep.
The sell of nations through her wickedness, because she's still selling that. Even though she doing all this wickedness, she's still selling this ideology to those other nations. That's why them Arabs is pissed off, because they women hoes now. Now they women want to do all kind of wickedness And they want to club and shake ass in the club like the goddamn black woman and the white woman, man.
Yeah.
They want to be go-go dancers
They
and
see all that liberty.
Instagram moguls. Yeah, like the brother said, they see all that liberty to get abroad. And through the spirit of the Lord, when we in rulership, everybody's going into slavery, man.
And that's how
Because slavery conducts order. All right? This place is liberal. That's why it's known as what? The land of the free. All right? Going back to that lady liberty. These people have liberty to be homosexuals, to be lesbians. Women can lick box and goddamn, have sex with a man in the same damn day, man. That's confusion.
Yeah, and that's this place is known as the land of the free. And that's what makes America so enticing to these people, because you can come here and do whatever the hell you want and not be judged or looked at a certain way, for that. Mm-hmm. And that that, like I said, it's enticing to the flesh, for to you wicked people. America is the best thing ever, because you could, America is a freak's paradise, man.
Yeah, it's really
all you have a person that has a real freak mind, freak minded,
perverse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nymphomania. That's why back in the day when they used to promote Girls Gone Wild. You have Girls Gone Wild coming out late at night and they show all these different 18, 19-year-old sluts going to Florida, and all these different cities and basically just freaking off all over the place. Freaknik, that was another thing, man. Yeah, all these different clubs, titty bars and things of that nature. This place is just the nudity levels of this place is just how women don't cover up. Now you got nude beaches, all right, homosexual beaches, all right, all kind of mafias and gangs, cutthroats and demons, all kind of rapists and things like that just walking around freely here, man. This place is evil, man. All right, if we really could see how the Most High sees, man, we would be 150 times more angry than we would be.
That's right.
All right, and that's just a small number, man. We would literally combust because it's always some type of as we speak. So you probably got some goddamn children getting raped, man, by some old pedophile. You got somebody goddamn getting shipped like cargo across the world in a sex trafficking ring. You got gun and drug smuggling. All right, you got somebody with dope inside of their body trying to goddamn, get through the clearance in the airport. 200, bags of cocaine in their system and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. And they wrecked them. It's all kind of evil here, man. This place is filthy, man. Yeah. You got ceremonies where these witches be drinking blood. All right, sacrificing and actually eating body parts. You have all this goes on all over the world, man.
This goes on.
The list goes on and on and on. And like we was talking about earlier, how in Africa you have people that actually smoke vulture brains, man. That's filthiness. That's why this place has to burn, man. Yeah. You got some more?
Fire will clean that up.
Yeah, fire is gonna clean all of it up. Mm-hmm. That's the best purifying agent.
It has to.
Huh?
Go ahead, bro.
That was all on.
Get that second Ezra thing. You got some up?
Oh, you want to get second Ezra is on 4:26.
Yeah.
This is second Ezra 4:26. Then answered he me and said, "The more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel.
Give Romans 13:11.
For the world has passed."
See, it says, "The more thou searchest, the more thou marvel." The more things we look into, the more we marvel, man. Like, damn. Another word for marvel is wonder. It's like, man, all this shit is going on all over the world.
Too.
Like, this going on too. That's going on too. Like, man, the list, like the brother said, the list goes on and on and on. The more you look, the more you investigate, the more wickedness you see.
And we haven't even tapped into. We just surface level with what we know. We don't really know the depths of Esau's wickedness, man. Mm-hmm. We know we have a general idea of all the stuff he's doing, but we don't know all the details and all the sick, just unnatural and inhumane shit that this devil is doing,
Mm-hmm.
But like for example, when I first came around, you count. No. Oh, listen, I was like, damn, Esau doing this every week.
Every week is something new.
It was something new with Esau.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, military artillery being shipped.
Mm-hmm.
Stats dolls. every week, every weekend.
Yeah, and the scriptures say he can't sleep unless he does wickedness. You know, he devises mischief upon his bed, and that's the so-called white man. He's diabolical, man. Everything is just you know, everything in his thoughts is how can I fuck up the earth even more.
Yeah, a lot of times they'll even go as far as putting animal DNA on certain people. You have these people that so-called white man uses as lab rats.
Yeah, clones.
Yeah, clones, and they'll try to conduct certain experiments on people. I seen one thing, they was trying to take a dog head and actually keep the dog's life going and actually implant it on a human.
Yeah.
They do these different things. That's why they say like the first head plant or the heart transplants and things of that nature. They try to put a pig heart in a human, things of that. Man, it's all kind of filth that goes on in this place, man. That's why the Most High, Yahweh Shemel Shah, is going to crush this place through us. It first starts with us bringing out the evidence. Before you on trial, you have to have the list of witnesses. They bring out the full facts before the gavel gets dropped. And when the gavel gets dropped, that's when you know, of course, the judge reads the sentence. All right, like this one dude that just got locked up. He got 175 years for molesting women in the Olympics. It's like 150 women he was touching on, you know, Esau, of course. So the judge, lady, if I'm not mistaken, it was a lady. She read out the sentence and she was like, you got 175 years, and this is your death sentence. I'm the one that's issuing you your death sentence. Well, through the Spirit, that's what we doing to you, Esau. We issuing you your death sentence through the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah through these words, man.
Right.
You got some more?
God, it cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous and time to come.
Yeah, in time to come. It said we can't comprehend the things that's promised to the righteous. All right? That's why we got to hold fast. Don't be wavering. No, don't be sad and all jacked up in the spirit, even though we declare all this wickedness, and it is filthy. We got to fight for this world to be cleaned up when it's going to be the time of paradise, when everything is going to go right back to the times of Genesis. All right? It tells you that in Isaiah. The prophecies speak about how animals in the animal kingdom won't even be warned against each other. All right? You ain't going to have lions killing sheep and different things like that. The whole animal, when the earth is at rest in that day, everybody's going to rest. It's going to be fully pure. All right? Pure beyond our highest imagination. Keep going.
For this world is full of unrighteousness.
Hey, to the point where, like you watch that, what's that African movie, Kingdom of, what is it? Coming to America. I was going to say Kingdom Come. I'm thinking about the scriptures there. Coming to America. It shows you the obedience of that woman. Shows you how everything was in sequence, so to speak. You know? Everything was in perfect harmony. You had the servants. They made sure that the master, so to speak, was in a certain type of way. They made the women was in order. That's how it's going to be in the kingdom of heaven. Ain't going to be no goddamn off nigga women in the kingdom of heaven. Goddamn running their man down. Arguing with their man, cussing them out. Taking money out of his wallet in the kingdom of heaven. Nah, it's not going to go down like that. Everything is going to be in subjugation. All right? Like it says, that the head of the man is Yahweh Shah. We're going to be in subjugation of Yahweh Shah. The woman's going to be in subjugation or subjection. The woman going to be in subjection under the man. And the children are going to be in subjection under the woman. All right?
Quick precept, real quick.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule,
when we in authority, the people gonna rejoice. All right, when we sit on the throne, everybody's gonna be happy and pleased, just like in the times of Solomon.
Right.
Everybody loves Solomon. So it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people shall rejoice, and the wicked rule, the people mourn. That's why everybody's mourning. Brother started off with that Isaiah 24. Isaiah 14 speaks about the same thing. How all these different trees is mourning. Esau, through his deforestation, he's cutting down all these different trees. Now, like I said earlier, these different animals don't even have nowhere to inhabit. He's poisoning, he's poisoning the water, poisoning the oceans, he's poisoning these different lakes deliberately. All right? That's why a lot of these lakes is shrinking too. You know, a lot of lakes that was very resourceful back in the day, you can't even use those because they contaminate. So this devil has to go back into slavery. He has to go into that hardcore bondage, and the world, so the world could actually give its increase. After this devil gets taken out of power, the world is actually going to expand itself, man.
Yeah.
Life is going to actually heighten.
It's gonna grow.
You know, you got certain people that be happy they live 60, 70 years old. Hey, man, in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to live forever.
Yeah. It's gonna, because what's gonna happen is you'll be able to reach your full potential.
Mm-hmm.
The earth, the earth is gonna reach its full potential. The elect is gonna reach their full potential. And be magnified, man. Because right now we're diminished, man.
Mm-hmm.
Our power is limited.
Yeah. That's why I say set your affections on high.
Uh-huh.
Keep your mind on the kingdom of heaven. Because at the end of the day, that's the goal that we all looking to obtain. All right, and after you finish with that, we're gonna end it with 2 Ezra 8:1. Oh, you still got that Romans 13, don't you? Yeah, read that 27.
God, verse 27. And cannot comprehend the things that are promised in the righteous in time to come. For this world is full of unrighteousness.
See, for this world is full of unrighteousness. Ain't nobody right in this world, man. This world is full of evil. You think you get the gemstones, so to speak? You think you get the perfect woman? All right. After a while, she just turned into a full goddamn demon, man.
Yeah.
Going with someone else.
Yeah, going with someone else, cheating on you. Like I said, a lot of guys be getting their money took from them, getting punked out of their dough. Then the woman divorced them, put them on child and spousal support. Hey, look at Master P. Look at all these different celebrities, man. They tormented by their women. They're tormented by this world. They constantly look at these sports players. That's the modern day Coliseum. Constantly practicing, constantly balling. Look at these football players. They got to ram their heads into each other constantly for a couple dollars, man.
Mm-hmm.
This whole world, like I said, this whole thing has to get erased, man. It has to start all over.
Yep.
It's too much wickedness. Just like during the time of Noah. All right? The Most High had to click the restart button, and that's what he's going to do now. That's why it says we look for a new kingdom and a new earth, a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Keep going.
God. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities.
And infirmity, sicknesses. Another word for infirmities is to be sick. All right? And majority of these people are sick. From the children unto the old people. You'll have a 5, 6-year-old with chronic diseases like he in his goddamn late 40s, man. What kind of shit is that? All kind of back pain, like I said, arthritis and all kind of organ failure. Like, damn, this man just a couple years ago he was in the womb. But this food doesn't give us increase. That's why we fighting, man. This is a battle, man. It's like I said earlier, Ephesians 6 and 10. The scriptures speak about this being a battle. Because we fighting and we trying to get through this thing so that we can reach the finish line.
That's right.
And when we reach the finish line, guess what? That's when we can rest. We don't have to worry about diseases. We don't have to worry about getting sick.
Yep.
Everything will be perfect, in perfect harmony, perfect unity.
Mm-hmm.
You got that to end it with?
Second Ezra.
Romans 13.
This is
Well, you could read 2 Ezra 8:50 real fast, and then we'll just, end it with that. Because I did speak on, quote that. 2 Ezra 8:1.
Say 8 and 1.
Yeah, 8:1.
Oh, the second Ezra 8 and 1. And he answered me saying, the Most High have made this world for many.
Yeah, this whole world is made for many. It's made for homosexuals. It's made for lesbians, transgenders, freaks and demons. Hell, all these different politicians that's doing all kind of wickedness. This is their world. This is their earth.
And him was given in.
Yep, Job 9 and 24. Earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right, and it's all to show us how not to be. This is a big learning lesson. The reason why we in slavery, the reason why we in captivity, the reason why we had to see all these things and actually learn all this wickedness to see why not to eat of that apple like Adam. That's the reason, which the apple representing philosophies and a way of life. We had to learn evil so that we could actually stay away from it. We had, just like a child, man. A child always has to learn the hard way. The parents will tell them, don't put your hand on that stove, it's hot as shit. The child don't know how heat feels. So what do? Get curious and touch it and you see how that shit burns. And then they see the whelps on his hand and you remember, nah, I can't touch that because it's hot as hell. So it's the same thing with the society. Keep going.
God. But the world to come for few.
Yeah, the world to come, which is the kingdom of heaven, is going to be for few. The few good men, the ones that actually stand down in this society of evil, discipline themselves as righteous and chase virgins till the coming of Yahushua. And when Yahushua comes, he's going to be like, oh, see, y'all was doing the things that was required. Y'all was keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Y'all were being good and faithful servants. Y'all were calling upon my name while I wasn't here. All right, y'all were doing my work when I was in the heavens, so to speak. So when he comes down, guess what? We're going to all be joint heirs unto Yahushua. Because Yahushua is coming back to get his throne. As it is written, heaven is my throne and earth is my footstool. All this belongs to Yahushua.
Yeah.
We defending it. We're defending the city right now, Jerusalem.
That's right.
And as defenders of the city, after you defend the city, like when you have, like back in the day, you would have medieval kings or kings back in the day that would try to destroy castles, and you have different people at the top of the, like in the battlements and things of that nature. You would have archers and things to defend the city, and after they defend it strongly and valiantly, the people flee. And after that, what they have? They have a feast. They get the biggest things of wine and liquor. You know, the king blesses the families. You know, give them all coin. You know, gold and silver and things of that nature. You know, nice linen. That's how it's gonna be in the kingdom of heaven. That's the purpose. That's the mission, man. To defend this city until the end, man.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, this thing is gonna get hot. It says the saints shall take the kingdom. Because all these things are gonna transpire from spiritual to physical. Jeremiah 16:16. Keep going.
All right, come. I will tell thee
That's the main point.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say that. That was it on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can hit it with that Romans 13.
Okay. This is, Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now is a high time to awake out of sleep.
Yeah, this is the time, man. This is the time to not get caught up in this bullshit form of life, man. Keep the paths of your fathers. You know, stay in the origins of your life, your heritage. Prophecy. All right? Keep going. Read it over.
Okay. And then knowing the time.
Yeah, and then knowing the time.
That now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than we believe.
Yeah, because our salvation is very, very close. All right? That's why we have to push harder and harder. Motivate each other. Fast, pray. Constantly get into these scriptures. Refine ourselves. Get stronger and stronger. All right? Because we have a kingdom to obtain. And it's not going to be an easy way of getting it. Hey, no battle is easy. All right? Sometimes when you fight in a war, you know, you might lose certain battles. You might fall. But you have to recollect. You have to take mental notes. And you have to fight the next follow-ups, the sequels, so to speak, with a more stronger and a wiser eye, man. So at the end of the day, we have to know the times. We have to be aware of the season that we live in. We're living in a season of judgment and destruction. Because after all this is cleaned up, and after the smoke clears, the men of the Lord that's actually following and keeping the faithful path of our fathers is going to be the ones that's going to be that's going to receive the crown. All right, that was promised to us from the beginning. That's it. Okay. All right, so we want to end it by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushua, Ba'Hashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom, Akim.
Shalom.